What's going on, brothers? Islamic Terry with the name. Got a video for you. It's written title, Why We Live, Part 51. Here goes. So, I managed to make it past 50 in this series. So I gotta pat myself on the back. So check this out, brothers. These domestic reptiles and their simp henchmen, they are no longer going to be able to throw rocks out of their hands anymore. Those days are finished. And these hoochies, domestic reptiles, they know that. It's the reason why, with each passing day, they're getting angrier, lashing out, and just peddling fraud. And they're doing this because their cover's blown. The rest of the world knows their character and sees them for what they really are. Turncoats. And to make matters worse, even the black women who love their families see them for who they are, and they're disgusted by them. So, I'm going to say it like this. You brothers worth your soul, you brothers of eyes ears to hear, you brothers of my kindred. That video of those domestic reptiles twerking in that slave dungeon pissed off a lot of people. And a certain bishop saw that video. He saw that video. And he actually went to the exact location that those domestic reptiles went to film their insanity. And you know what he did? He opened up that King James Bible, read some scriptures in regards to what's going to happen to those hoochies. And after he did that, those who saw that video, they understood what it meant. Even those outside of our kindred who saw that video knew what it meant. Leave them. You hear? Leave them. Let them go. Cut them off. The reprobates. The world sees it. We've seen it for years. And that's why right now they've been reduced to lying about history. Lying about our history. And it's no different than these desperate hoochies who can't pay their rent, can't pay for food and water, and now they want a soft landing. You know, the ones who are now pretending that feminism didn't happen and that they weren't stabbing us in the back for 55 years. No. There will be no soft landing. That soft landing is not coming. That pet wall is not coming. That stepdad is not coming. And they know this. So does Pookie, Ray Ray, 12 gauge Mike. And what's really sad is that even they're starting to leave them. Even they're starting to leave them. These hoochies, these domestic reptiles, despite all of their shenanigans and all of the elaborate measures they took to keep us down, they failed. That's why there's no gender war. Shout out to Brother AC. There's no gender war. They lost. We won. Because our ground game is superior. We're more resilient than these hoochies and domestic reptiles. And they know that and they can't stand it. That's why they'll never stop being angry with us. We upset the status quo in this country. Over 60% of us are middle class. And most of the black people in this country who make six figures are black men. Most of the black-owned businesses in this country are owned and operated by black men, not black women. So despite all the government handouts they got, despite all the trinkets and breadcrumbs they got, they still failed. Despite all of the children that they have aborted and gloated about on social media that they destroyed, They still failed. You see, our resilience is legendary. No one else on planet Earth can do what we did. Nobody. As a matter of fact, our resilience can really be basically be summed up from what Brother what's the guy's name? West Studi? Can be summed up from what West Studi said in his famous movie, I think it was called Geronimo. This is in regards to those who tried to take his land from him. He said, when they took our land, we went to the mountains. When they took our food, we ate thorns. When they killed our children, we had more. That's our resilience in a nutshell. There are 45 million of us here in the States. 45 million, not counting the brothers who have hopped the fence and have had children with Native American women, Asian women, Latina women, possibly Becky's. We don't have an exact count, but I can tell you this. Those children will grow up more stable than the children children of these domestic reptiles have with Pookie and Ray Ray. I can tell you that. You see, their calamity, their misfortune, and their plagues, their curses are just going to wax worse and worse because they chose to stab us in the back. Just gonna get worse for them. Everybody knows that they're turncoats. Everybody, including their favorite idol in the medical field. That's why they are allowing them to perish during childbirth. There's some scary shit, but that's what's happening. That's what's been happening. And brothers worth their salt who called this out, you know what they got in return for that? They got negative reinforcements. Say it with me. Shut up, ninja, you ain't my daddy. Shut up. That's what they got in return for telling the truth. This domestic reptile's finished. Let them go. They're 100% out of order. That's why there's a syphilis epidemic in Houston right now. They're all plowing the same few men. Pookie, Ray Ray, 12 gauge Mike. It's all downhill for them. They've lost. We've won. End of story. For you brothers out there who have had the distinct honor of making it into the six figures, more power to you. For you brothers out there who've been able to clear seven figures, more power to you. You productive brothers, you who are exceptional among the kindred, more power to you. Keep doing what you're doing. If you have children, give them the playbook. Give them the playbook. This is how you strengthen your shield, make your bread fat, and you make their bread fat. Do that. And that's for you brothers who've already left the Matrix. Continue to catalog those videos. Continue to catalog those videos of those hoochies destroying public property, promoting robbery, and engaging in genocide. And when those women in those other countries ask you that question, you go into that library of videos that you cataloged and you show them exactly what these hoochies have been doing. Show them those videos. Start with the first video you start with is the one where those hoochies were twerking in that slave dungeon. Start with that one. And then you work your way down to the video of that Cleon bitch instructing these hoochies, these black women, to abort their children. And if it's a baby boy, abort that MFer. They said that. Weaponize history and use it against them. Do that, brothers. This is Lion McTowell. That's all I got for you. Make the badass share in the commentary if you subscribe. If you don't, this is my change for a tip jar on the upper right hand side of the screen. This is your icon. Alright, fam. Alright, brethren. You know it's real. You know routine. Go on way, live on SYSBM. That's for these hoochies. The cream team. These pookies. Ray, 12 gauge Mike. And those are the problem we say it. Give them nothing. This has been SYSBM PSA. Welcome state. See you soon.